The interview was scheduled to be about AI. Nothing spiritual, nothing surprising. Until X took the mic. Elon smiled, expecting a joke. But what followed shocked even him. "I want to thank the Holy Spirit," X said, his voice steady and clear. The host blinked. "Did you say Holy Spirit?" X nodded. "Yes, he's been with me when I was scared, and when I didn't know what to do." Elon shifted in his seat, not from discomfort, but from awe. The audience went silent, not awkward, reverent. "He gives me peace. And sometimes even ideas," X added. The host leaned forward. "Where did you learn that?" "I didn't," X said. "I just listened." Social media lit up within minutes. Elon's son just praised the Holy Spirit on national TV. Some praised, others criticized, but no one ignored it. One tweet read, "That boy just did what millions are afraid to." Elon stayed quiet, not dismissive, respectful. Behind the scenes, he told X, "You were brave." X replied, "He helped me speak." Viewers flooded the network with messages, grateful, moved, inspired. One mother wrote, "My child saw that. Now he's asking questions about God." Ratings soared, but more importantly, hearts opened. It wasn't viral because it was bold. It was viral because it was real. After the show, the host posted, "I didn't expect that moment, but it touched me." He admitted he hadn't thought about faith in years until that child spoke. It didn't feel rehearsed. It felt holy. Interview clips were shared by churches, youth groups, even celebrities. Some said, "I saw myself in that." "Boy," others, "I saw something I forgot existed." Elon later shared the video too. "Proud of my son," he wrote. X responded, "It wasn't me. I was just the echo." Suddenly, people weren't just watching. They were praying. And the host wasn't just broadcasting. He was believing. All because of one sentence spoken in childlike boldness. Reporters followed up with Elon. "Did you know your son was going to say that?" Elon smiled. "No, but I'm glad he did." "Do you believe in the Holy Spirit?" they asked. Elon paused. "I believe in truth, and that felt like it." The clip trended for days. Debates flared, but so did reverence. X was offered interviews, speaking tours, even book deals. He turned them all down. "It's not about me," he said. "It's about him." That refusal only deepened respect. A journalist wrote, "In a world screaming for attention, he whispered faith." And somehow, the world heard it louder than anything else. At home, Elon asked X, "Why now? Why say that on live TV?" X answered, "Because he told me someone needed to hear it today." "How did you know it was him?" "It felt like peace, not pressure." "Did it scare you?" Elon asked. "Only until I spoke. Then it felt like he was standing next to me." Elon was quiet for a long time, then said, "I believe you. They didn't need to dissect it. Just hold it." That night, they sat in silence, closer than ever. Because sometimes belief doesn't come from logic. It comes from presence. Churches across continents played the clip before sermons. "Even children hear him," pastors said. A pastor in Kenya showed it to his village. "This boy reminded us faith isn't old, it's alive." Youth groups in Brazil reenacted the moment. Who would we thank if the world was listening? Even in underground churches, people whispered, "He said it," out loud, for all of us. It wasn't about a name. It was about a name above names. One woman wrote, "I hadn't prayed in 12 years. I did today." A teen in Germany shared, "He made me believe God listens to kids." The ripple reached places TV signals couldn't. Not through cables, but through courage. All started by a boy who dared to speak what he believed. Not everyone cheered. Some mocked. "Brainwashed," they wrote. "Just a PR stunt." X didn't respond, but Elon did. "My son doesn't perform. He lives." Faith was under fire, but so was fear. People feared what they didn't expect from billionaires or children. One anchor said, "I'm not religious, but I felt that." Hate came fast, but so did healing. For every insult, 10 people shared how they cried watching it. "He reminded me of my childhood faith," one said. The backlash faded, but the moment stayed. Because truth doesn't need approval to change a soul. At school, kids asked X, "Why did you talk about the Holy Spirit?" "Because he's real," X said, like it was obvious. "What does he do?" one kid asked. "He helps you feel okay when things aren't," X said simply. "Does he help with tests?" another joked. "Only if you study," X laughed. One quiet girl said, "I talked to him too, but I never told anyone." "Now you did," X smiled. The class wasn't religious, but that day they were real. Because honesty opened something deeper than debate ever could. That night, Elon found X sitting alone on the porch. "What are you doing?" he asked. "Praying for the people who laughed at me." Elon sat beside him, silent. "I used to think God was for weak people," Elon admitted. "But maybe it takes strength to believe." X reached for his hand. "You don't have to understand it. Just let it sit with you." Elon nodded. Not ready to speak, just to feel. In that quiet moment, belief wasn't a system. It was a connection. And a man who built rockets was finally okay not having all the answers. A week later, X was asked if he'd say anything different. "No," he said. "I said what was in me." "Would you do it again?" "Every time." "Even with the backlash?" "Especially then." "Why?" "Because he helped me speak when I wanted to stay quiet." The interviewer paused. "What if people don't believe?" "That's okay," X said. "He still believes in them." "How do you know?" "Because he believed in me first." And with that, the interview ended. But the story kept moving. A church in South Korea streamed the clip, calling it "Modern-Day Faith in Kidid Motion." A pastor in Uganda played it under a mango tree. "Even the young carry the fire," he said. In Italy, a cathedral lit candles for X. "Child of light," they whispered. Across the globe, cultures united. Not by creed, but by courage. One monk shared, his stillness held the presence of something sacred. X wasn't trying to be holy. He was just being honest. And honesty, it turns out, can spark revival in places where sermons can't. Elon read the reports. "I thought this would disappear," he said. "Not when truth breathes," a bishop replied. "It finds lungs everywhere." And so, one boy's breath became the heartbeat of millions. Elon watched the interview on repeat. Not as IDB, a father, as a learner. "I built machines, but I never built that courage," he confessed. He reached out to old friends he hadn't spoken to in years. "I want to reconnect." "Is this about your son?" one asked. "It's about what my son reminded me matters," Elon said. Tech paused. The man who moves faster than time finally slowed. He sat under the stars. No agenda, Just awe. He heard God, Elon whispered. Then maybe God hears me too. For once, innovation took a back seat. Introspection drove. And inside him, something long buried began to breathe again. Not an idea. Something holier. X left a Bible open on the coffee table one morning. Elon noticed. "You reading this now?" he asked. "Sometimes," X said. "Sometimes I let it read me." Elon laughed, surprised. "That's deep." "Truth usually is," X smiled. Elon picked it up, flipped to a verse randomly. It read, "Be still and know that I am God." "Fitting," Elon muttered. X just nodded. They didn't read together, but they read in the same room. And that quiet act bridged worlds. One founded on rockets. The other, on Revelation Dax, received a handwritten letter from a former atheist. "Your words made me want to believe again," it read. "I don't know what I felt, but it wasn't nothing." X read it 3 times, then folded it carefully. "Even one person," he told Elon, "makes it worth it." That night, he wrote back, "Faith isn't about being sure. It's about still showing up." They mailed it the next morning. Elon watched with pride, not in fame, but in faith. Maybe he's not changing the world, he thought. Maybe he's healing it. One soul at a time. The network invited X back. "People want to hear more." "I already said what mattered," X replied. "Just come, no pressure," the host promised. X agreed, on one condition. "We end with silence." "Thy tea," host smiled. "Deal!" During the interview, X answered simply. No big gestures. But when the final question came, "What's your message to the world?" X paused. Listen, he still speaks, even in the quiet. Then the cameras rolled in silence for 30 seconds, and somehow that silence said more than any sound ever could. Elon found X's journal accidentally, left open on his bed. He read one line. "Today, I saw someone who needed hope. I smiled." Another. "The Holy Spirit helped me be brave." Elon shut the book gently, humbled. He's not trying to go viral, he thought. He's just trying to be light. That night, he bought a journal too. Just for thoughts, he told himself. The first page read, "What if God was always near, and I never noticed?" He didn't have answers, but for the first time, he was okay asking the questions. A young skeptic emailed X, "You talk about the Holy Spirit like he's real. I don't get it." X replied, "You don't have to get it. Just ask him to show up." "What if nothing happens?" the boy asked. "Then wait. Sometimes God whispers." A week later, the boy wrote back, "I think I felt him. I didn't cry. I breathed." "That's how it starts," X replied. They kept writing. Not debates, conversations. Doubt didn't scare X. It reminded him where faith grows. Even questions, he told Elon, can be sacred. Because the bravest prayers often start with, "I don't know." X asked his teacher, "Can I pray before we start class?" She hesitated. "We don't usually do that here." "Then I'll just do it in my heart," X said. She smiled. "That's allowed." Later, she pulled him aside. "That prayer? I felt it. Thank you." X nodded. He was with us. No big revival. No headlines. Just a seed. And in that classroom, faith quietly rooted. Not in policy. In presence. Because God doesn't always need a pulpit. Sometimes, he just needs a desk. A critic who once mocked the moment reached out. "I was wrong," she said. "I laughed because I didn't understand." X replied, "It's okay. He still loves you." She cried. "How do you know?" "Because he loved me first," X answered. They met in person weeks later. No cameras. She brought a journal. "I'm ready to learn." "Start by listening," X said. Their talk lasted 3 hours, mostly quiet. Sometimes the deepest growth happens in the soil of regret. The clip stopped trending. The world moved on. But something remained. Not fame, not fanfare. Flame. In living rooms, classrooms, even corporate offices, hearts replayed that sentence. "I want to thank the Holy Spirit." X didn't build a platform. He lit a path. Elon still watches the interview sometimes, alone. He didn't try to go viral, he reflects. He tried to be faithful. Faithful to a whisper that grew into a wave. X keeps writing in his journal, quietly changing lives. Because sometimes all it takes is one voice saying what others are afraid to. And that voice, soft, sure, surrendered, still echoes. What did this story make you feel? And where are you watching from? Let us know in the comments below. If this touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, so others can experience this journey too. Thank you for being here.